Austin, Texas, the live music capital of the world, has undergone many changes in the past 20 years. Austin, one of the fastest growing cities in the US, has experienced increases in size, development, and population. With this growth means space for diverse musical talents. However, challenges like gentrification have not only pushed out creatives who called Austin home, but also the music venues that have given these once new and upcoming artists their first chances at cutting their teeth. Considering these blows to the music scene, many ask the question, is the music scene in Austin dying? Introducing Ex Romantika, a local Latin collective merging Afro and Latin funk with complex rhythmic patterns. They have been performing at venues such as Flamingo Cantina and Sahara Lounge for years, creating spaces for people to dance, celebrate, and let loose.
All right, so my name is Iram Reyes. That's Iramreyes. So I started out in middle school band playing trumpet, and that slowly evolved into me discovering jazz. And once I got a little older, I went to UT and I started to really, study the music, the jazz music. I started to realize that I could use what I was learning to create my own sound, to create something that was a little more unique to me. The band has been around for quite a while. We started 2016, just jamming out, trying to figure out our sound and the instrumentation, but really 2017 is when I think the band really started to take off and, was pretty much set as far as like who's in it and booking gigs.
Yes, my first name is Bobby, last name Hernandez. I'd been like dabbling with music and instruments, and when I moved to Austin, that's when I was just like, this is what I want to do. This is me. It just felt natural to pursue that.
Well, my name is Adam Lee Galvan. Well, I suppose I've been part since the very inception of the band. A few of us, including Iram, we were all in a band prior to starting this project. And we just started jamming outside of that other project, and it blossomed into this. But it was so much fun. It's just so much, and it's infectious. With the crowd and the music, once it gets them, it gets us back, and that's the reason to do it. To basically have that reception from people.
The community, the Latin community here in Austin has been extremely supportive of what we're doing. Since the start.
We are definitely a part of the community. We feel a part of the community. Their embrace of us really just made me feel welcomed, and like having seen how the city, like I said, how it went from just being a predominantly rock and roll to like no, there's space for everyone, and if your music is good, then come play it.
It's really a special place here, especially for our music creativity.
It's hard for bands to find a great place to play and to be given a chance, but for some reason Sahara Lounge and Flamingo Cantina were just willing to give us that opportunity right off the bat without ever hearing us, with no real anything to back up what we were doing. We didn't have any recordings, we didn't have any videos, we had nothing. We're just like, hey, we play like this, we have this kind of sound, these are the instruments that we've got. Would you be cool with us playing? And they're like, absolutely, let's hear it. And I think after our first show at each of those places, they're like, we want more. You need to come back, you need to do this more often.
Music venues like the Flamingo Cantina have been in downtown Austin since 1991, bringing the community funk, reggae, and Latin sounds. Angela Tharp, owner and founder of the Cantina, explains her journey creating this lively hub for people.
I opened Flamingo in 1991, so we just celebrated our 32nd birthday. In 1991, I had a food trailer. It was kind of before my time. But I used to do the concessions out at the lake at a park. And in the winter, I was searching for a place to put it and set up. And I drove by this spot on 6th Street, and it was a space between two buildings. And so I thought, well, I could get my trailer in there. And sure enough, I got my trailer in here, and we opened on Halloween, and we sold tacos. And we sold enough to pay rent for 6 months. And so it basically started as a place to put my trailer, and then it organically grew. A lot of support, and people were super coming out even when there was bad weather. But along the way, I think people have become to know Flamingo for certain things that we do and present. You know, we do a lot of world music and reggae music, and so we're known for a lot of that. So we work with artists from all over the world, and so that's been really a special part of my job. Que se te sube el ritmo de nuestra música cumbia. Sube para mover las caderas y cuerpo pa'lante para atrás. Sube que se te sube el ritmo de nuestra música cumbia. Sube esta noche se bailará sin parar.
First name's Christina, last name's Contreras.
How long have you been coming here?
I'd say for maybe 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It's authentic and genuine. So I think it's just a natural kind of little hub that people are easily able to come back to. And they've done a great job always, Flamingo has, with their programming, kind of the version, kind of the world music. So that's what's lovely about it, right? It attracts like people of all ethnicities, just all kind of different backgrounds, and everybody's able just to kind of like let loose, dance, and have a great time. We have a long history of really solid patrons, but all of us are getting older. And so, it's a struggle because rents are not cheap, and everything's not cheap. Owning a live music business is a lot more expensive than having a shop bar.
Yeah.
You have gear to maintain. I have an engineer. We have a lot of extra staff that we normally wouldn't have if we were just a regular establishment, I guess. So keeping up with the cost has definitely been a challenge over the years, as things get more expensive.
Eileen Bristol is an owner of the Sahara Lounge who sat down to talk about some of the challenges and changes that have happened in East Austin in the past decade. Sahara Lounge is a landmark of East Austin, where the building has been around since the 60s.
I was living in Michigan, and Ibrahim was also, and I was playing in his band, and he was playing in my band, and then he came over to the house one day. He said, I had a dream, we're going to move to Austin and open a live music venue. So he had this dream, and so I said, okay, let's do it. And so we did.
The east side of Austin has seen major demographic shifts in the past 20 years. The New York Times reported that, on average, 180 new residents were moving to Austin per day in 2020. What was known as home to many Black and Latinx businesses and families has now been a major target for displacement.
So, but I live close to here, and I definitely noticed that I had more Black neighbors when I first moved in, and that as the houses sell, they tear them down and they build two houses usually, but sometimes they remodel, but usually they tear them down, and then it's white people with dogs. And occasionally it'll be white people with a baby.
I was born and raised on the east side. Well, I've seen so many changes. I mean, from the beginning, it was like this was predominantly all black neighborhood, black-owned club. I don't know if y'all familiar with 12th Street, but it was all kind of little clubs around here, and now there's none. I welcome change. You know, it's just not like when you come and try to make it your own. You know what I mean? Disregarding history and, you know what I'm saying, things of sentimental value, because a lot of buildings around here, they've knocked it down to never be remembered again.
I've seen these things before. You only want me more.
You just look around, you don't even look like the East Side. When the change came, when they put the sidewalks in, like they say, what bad people say, when they put a sidewalk in, your ass gotta go. And that's the truth. Yeah. There wasn't no sidewalks here. Them sidewalks been about 15 years or less. Change. Go kick your ass out.
So we've had just a booming amount of growth, and unfortunately, I don't think we've kept up with it in terms of housing. And the problems that I see with that is we're pushing the creative class out. We're pushing out the people who, you know, are in the support industry, the waiters, the bartenders, you know. And so that's been not a great thing. And the gentrification that has taken place over the past, especially last 20 years, has pushed out a lot of, you know, the folks that used to come here. Now they're way further out, Meadow, Pflugerville, you know, so it's changed and not helped us, I think.
Put it like this, we lived on Latina. My sister lived down the hill on Rob Scott. My grandfather and grandmother lived on Rebecca. My cousin, Raymond James, he lived on Leslie. What about it? Now we had a cousin lived in Stonegate. So, yeah. But they didn't have nowhere else to go. Couldn't go west, couldn't go south, couldn't go north. So what's there?
With these changes increasingly visible within the community, the spots for live music are becoming few and far between. However, what's been proven time and time again is that the community has stayed the beating heart of it all. It can be assured that here in Austin, live music will never truly die. As long as the community supports local artists and live shows, Austin will continue to thrive as the live music capital of the world. Well, I'm proud that we're still doing what we love and still working with the folks that we love. And, you know, I'm proud that we've been supported by the community in the city for a long time. And those things are important to me. But, you know, like I said, like y'all said, the community that we've brought together, I think is huge. Because that'll be with me forever, even if I'm not here. You know, so that's something that's created, I think, by people. It's not something I did.